Done with sports talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, I probably should have had some water right here because this one might take a little bit long. I'm going to try to condense it as good as possible. We're going to talk a little bit Floyd Money Mayweather and then your boy Al Haymon. First, let's talk Mayweather. We know Mayweather won that fight with Nasukawa, right? Went over Japan, won that fight in one round, earned a lot of money. We know, this reports $9 million and within a minute's work, right? Can't ask for a better day than that at the office for anybody. And mostly he's getting backlash, especially in America. Why wouldn't he? Floyd Mayweather's making some money and it's getting on people's nerves. Nothing different. But you go over there, like I said in another video, you apply your trade and you're still able to make money. In any trade you have, you would do that if you can make that kind of money in a short period of time. Mayweather is no exemption. Now, after the fight, Nasukawa is saying, shoot, he underestimated Floyd Mayweather. Thinking he's older, not really paying attention, underestimating him, coming there throwing punches, and probably believing the fact that Floyd Mayweather is feather-fisted. That's what the legend is. His hands are brittle and he's feather-fisted. And, but a lot of people who don't really, really look into that, that started when he started fighting people that were way bigger than him, right? That's when that starts. Your fists get, feather-fisted once you hit on them big craniums. I said the same thing about David Haye and about Deontay Wilder. The boys a little bit smaller, hitting them big boys with all them power, hands breaking, right arm going out on them, things like that. It just makes common sense. It's not rocket science. And, so he's feather-fisted, running up on him. Can't do that. Can't run up on a good boxer like that. He sees openings that the other people don't see. It's a Spider-Man type of thing, So Nishikawa says, hey, he underestimated him. Floyd Mayweather is truly great. Now, we don't know. We saw that Floyd Mayweather did enough that he had to do against McGregor. Let people think McGregor really had a chance. He's bigger than him, like most fighters are. Coming there thinking you can outbox Mayweather. Mayweather doesn't even fight like Mayweather. Let the man hit him a little bit so people get happy and then takes him out late. It's all in the script. This is ingenious. This is typical Floyd Mayweather. His whole career was ingenious. Right? It got more ingenious when he did everything on his own. After he found out, well, they ain't going to pay me that much, let me just turn myself into a bad guy and use this hate to get paid and get more than great. Bottom line, right? He loves haters too. That's the way that it works. So that weekend for Floyd Mayweather worked perfectly. I think anybody would have done it. Some backlash about fighting and having an exhibition, that just makes no sense. Of course you would do that. And anybody else that's boxers would too. It's not destroying boxing. There's a lot of other stuff destroying boxing. Like lying. Why do you think HBO is out of boxing, right, all of a sudden? Boxing just all of a sudden not good. People are sick of people lying about who's the best. And stuff is getting transparent. That's what's going on, really. It takes time, but, that's what's going on. Brings me to another guy, Al Haymon. Al Haymon, been thanked recently from Gervonta Davis and others, Happy New Year. I talked to God, and then I talked to Al Haymon. Was this one of his tweets or something similar to that? Al Haymon is highly respected, has a lot of fighters, and basically he's a god, right? When I use that in loosely when I'm talking about sports, like if I'm saying like Steph Curry, for example, shoots like a god, right? Or or Shinai Otani, pitches like a god and hits too, stuff like that. Right? And when you're talking about promoter, advisor, or people that are into boxing, Al Haymon is a god at what he does. He's extremely profound. I've said it many times. One is in this day and age, people can't go eat without taking a picture of it and posting it somewhere. Right? People, you notice when you're at a game and the camera comes on somebody, don't they just all of a sudden act a fool? Because the camera's there. Whoa, just lose it. I got to do something stupid. Whoa, the camera, right? We don't know how to act. Everyone wants to be famous in some kind of way. So, in a broad sense, Al Haymon was just the opposite. He handles his business behind the scenes, totally different than a Bob Arum, who's even older and still out there a little bit. We don't have to talk about Eddie Hearn. He's constantly out there. You know what I'm saying? But this guy's behind the scenes, Not a promoter, he's just an advisor, but he's not giving interviews. And that's profound. Knowing, being straight up with you guys, he's black. He's not going to win anyway, no matter what he says. So at the end of the day, why even go there? First, when he came in trying to bring free boxing to all of the people, the consumer, that they can get free boxing by changing the format a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's on TV for free, good matches. He was getting sued by Bob Arum, his company, by Golden Boy and his, right? They lashed out at him, called him the N-word, lashed out at him, Black Hitler, all of these things. And that now today, and now Bob Arum just recently said he doesn't know he exists. But after trying to sue him 2 years ago, now all of a sudden you don't know he exists. Why? Because no matter what they go out and say in the press, they get no response from this guy. He understands, I'm not giving you a response, period. And a lot of other things that he's doing. And the bottom line is this. When you have about 100 fighters and 99.5% of them are totally satisfied with what you're doing, that means your heart's in the right spot. He's probably has more quantity, and he's probably just not trying to earn so much off the fighters. He puts the fighters in the forefront. And I've known this, read an article recently, and he's just saying the same thing that I'm saying. The fighters have a small window. This is one of those sports where you have a small window to earn, right? And they're putting their lives on the line every time they step through those ropes. Those are things that have to be in the forefront of these kind of negotiations and how things are going forward, how they're looking for their planning in their career and things like that. You know, you try to weigh that with legacy, depending if you're good enough to be thinking legacy. See, every fighter is not good enough to be thinking legacy. See, we get in these arguments and stuff about fighters, and you know, I've noticed that people, you know, or disagreements, we'll call them more disagreements, and people tend, especially over the internet, to call every fighter and everything a fighter does as a bum, and it's not worthy. And it's totally the opposite of that, right? Those top 50 fighters in every division are not bums. These guys are best in their neighborhoods or state in most times, and most times even country. So they're not, just because they're not the very best. And the very best, they can think legacy. But a lot of those other fighters are thinking like putting food on the table, maybe get some money saved up for after when he was done. That's their priority, just like any other occupation. So that's what we, you know, fail to realize when we're in here with our disagreements and we're talking about these fighters. You know, the very best can be thinking legacy. Let me fight the very best and become undisputed. But everybody can't become undisputed, right? Everybody's doesn't have the talent to even think about things like that. Most fighters are happy to get a part of the belt, one of them, right? And that's also an achievement. Let's be real. That means you're one of the top 4 in the whole world in your division. That's also awesome. No, only the very best, right, or trying to be undisputed and can accomplish that. But then that's where they should be in the pound-for-pound list, right? But they're not. That's a whole different story. What we basically try to say here, to sum this up, is Floyd Mayweather is still very clever. We saw that over the weekend with every endeavor, right? And your boy Al Haymon is handling his business like a god. Let's just recognize Doma Sports Talk worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.